Now, as we all know, that the story is last year also you have read it, and as I have already discussed, that this story is about a very simple thing. It is set in future in the year 2157 when things are going to be different. Different, you all know how it is going to be different as it is now that we cannot go to regular school due to this pandemic. But this is for very maybe 2, 3, 4 months more. But a day will come when we will not have a normal regular school. Who knows? I think school is always necessary and we all will have a normal school. Whatever happens, whatever scientific achievement and technology changes, but the school will remain more or less same because the various life skills which you learn in a school that you will never be able to learn anywhere else in the world. That's true, na? Because school is not a place where you get academic excellence. School is a place where you learn various life skills like caring, sharing, teamwork, discipline, punctuality, and so many other things also. But this is a fun story. Very sweetly, it has been written that in the year 2157, Margie and Tommy they found a real book. They were very much surprised. What is this real book? And then they started reading it. So, as you remember the story, that Margie is the main character, 11-year-old girl, and she writes in her diary, it is 17th May 2157, so almost 140 years from now. At that time, she writes an entry in her diary that Tommy found a real book. Margie is reminded of her grandfather. He told her that his grandfather studied all the books that were printed on paper. So, this kind of a book is historical or ancient for them. Something which cannot be believed by them. They cannot imagine. Obviously, they cannot imagine that once upon a time there was books like this because in fact I think nowadays also if you go to some new schools high technological schools, there you will see that children are carrying tablets instead of books. So they themselves new era age kids will not even believe that they have to carry books for various subjects. So now Margie is talking about the book that Tommy had found. She says that the pages of the book had turned yellow and they had been crushed, crinkly, as we have seen. The children found it very funny to read the words which stood still. In the previous class, I explained to you that the words were not moving because words were printed. And Margie and Tommy read where obviously they have always read online books. So in the e-books, how it happens that you can move the text. This was very strange experience for these children. Okay, and because they can never imagine that books can be printed on papers. Anyway, in the meantime, Margie is not happy. She was disappointed because she was not doing very good in geography sector. All of a sudden, her mother, she called the county inspector, you can call, not mechanic, but maybe software engineer. And he has been called to see that what was the problem in that computer, which was actually the teacher of Margie. So inspector came there, he smiled, finished his work, and then he found that geography sector was geared a little too quick. Those things happen sometimes, and he simply says that he has slowed it up to an average 10-year level. Actually, the overall pattern of the progress is quite satisfactory. Mother was worried that in her geography test, Margie was not doing well, and that is why who was called the county inspector. But Margie was disappointed. She had been hoping they would take the teacher away altogether. They had once taken Tommy's teacher away for nearly a month because the history sector had blanked out completely. As nowadays, you not might not be missing these things, but as teachers, children are very happy when they come to know that teachers are absent. Similarly, Margie was also expecting that county inspector will come. He will take away that robotic teacher, and for at least 1 month or maybe few days, she will be able to get away from the studies. Everybody wants that. But she was so disappointed that within no time, county inspector, the smart man, he did everything, whatever he could have done, and the teacher was again ready to work. Okay, so that is why she asked, why would anyone write about a school? What is such an interesting thing? Because school has never been a charming place for them. In fact, nowadays you will also realize while sitting at your home, missing your classroom environment, missing the teachers, missing, all those pranks, है ना? कितने मजे आते थे स्कूल में, क्लास में, वो सारे friends, वो competitions, co-curricular activities, so many things are there to do. So, but if you will not never ever go to school, then you will also say, what is so funny about school? What is so funny about school? Tommy looked at her with very superior eyes. Here, superior eyes means obviously Tommy was little elderly to him. So, okay, superior. So he says, because it's not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago. He added loftily, again, loftily here means superior way. Grown up जैसे दो भाई बहन में नहीं होता है जो elder sibling होते हैं, they will always try to show off कि yeah, I know better than you, I know more than you. Here the situation was same. Margie and Tommy. Tommy was elderly, so he always wanted to show Margie that yeah, I know better than you. And so he added loftily, pronouncing the word carefully, centuries ago. Okay, centuries ago, this book has been written. Margie was hurt. Now, hurt here means that she was not, but obviously she was feeling that Tommy knows so much and he didn't know, she didn't know. So that's why she says, "What is some? Why we will someone will write about a school?" Well, I don't know what kind of a school they had all that time ago. She read the book over his shoulder for a while and then said, "Anyway, they had a teacher." Now, one very strong thing, and you can say strange thing, they found about this school, and you know what was that? They had a teacher. Why? Why she was so surprised to see the teacher? What was so peculiar about teacher? See, this is the basic difference. Whenever the question will come in the examination, that what was the major difference Tommy and Margie found in the old school and the new school? You will always write down that the teacher, okay, and so that was the most surprising thing they found. Sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher, it was a man. Now, for whom they are calling regular teacher, they are actually referring regular teacher to a robotic teacher. Wow, what a funny thing. We call regular teacher whom? We teachers are known as regular teacher, usual teacher. No. And if I ask you, what are you missing most about a school, you will say, apart from your friends and fun and frolic, which you wanted to have in the classroom, जो मस्तियां हैं, जो मजे हैं, you might be missing regular teachers. Who are regular teachers in this era? We, human teacher. We are actually regular teachers in this era. Okay, and but for them, what was regular teacher? For them, regular teacher means robotic teacher. A man? How could a man be a teacher? This was the Margie could not believe that a man can be a teacher. Why? If the question comes that why Margie could not believe, because she had never seen any human teaching someone. She had always seen that some mechanical and some robot, some machine has done this job. As I told you that in the very first class, what did I say? That this is the best compliment I received last year. That when a child told me that no one can, no human, technology can replace a human teacher. So I think this is the best thing as a teacher I received. Okay. So she could not believe a man isn't, well, we just told the boys and girls things and gave them homework and asked them questions. Now, Tommy tells that the man who taught the class discussed many things with the students, gave them homework, and then asked them different questions based on it, just like their mechanical teacher did. Now, what was the comment from Margie? She said, a man isn't smart enough. Yes, Margie said that a man teacher is not as smart. Here, smart means intelligent as a mechanical teacher. What does it mean? We also sometimes feel that whatever a robot or whatever Google, whatever internet will teach us, a human teacher cannot teach us. But you are wrong. Maybe we have the human teacher have the limited knowledge, but the way of expression, the way of teaching is quite different. It depends on the mood, it depends on the level of students. So that's why she is saying, how can a man be so intelligent? But Tommy says, sure he is. My father know as much as my teacher. No, human can also be intelligent. He knows almost as much. I betcha. Betcha is informal. I bet you. Okay. So Margie wasn't prepared to dispute that. Now, Margie, she was not in a mood to discuss. बहस करने से फायदा नहीं है. Obviously, she too was interested in knowing that how a teacher, how a school was different. So she said, I wouldn't want a strange man in my house to teach me. Now, this is the question. Because their school was in the house, in their own flat, in the limited area. And that is why she said, okay, fine, even if there is a human teacher, but I will never love, I will never like that any strange man is coming to my house and teaching me. Because that was the only way. Tommy screamed with laughter. Now, Tommy, he said, oh, you don't know much, Margie. The teachers didn't live in the house. They had a special building and all the kids went there. Now, once again, she had a great surprise when Tommy declared that teachers were not coming to their places. Rather, rather, children were going to a particular building, special building, where children were taking, which they used to call a school. जैसा अभी हो रहा है. Okay, जैसा आज है. This is the practice that we have a particular building which is known as a school. And all the kids learned the same thing? Sure, if they were the same age. Now, this is also interesting. In same class, abhi kya hai? Two sections are here, 43, 44 children are here in this class. Okay, and I'm explaining them the same thing. According, I know some of you be, kya? Kashish Pandey, class 11G. Okay, 11G children, why she is here? Oh, so basically what we are doing, I'm explaining the same chapter to each and everyone. किसी का level high होगा, किसी का low होगा, but the teacher's job is to make comfortable everyone, which as a teacher we all are doing. No, trying to explain you things in your own language so that you will feel comfortable in understanding it. So that was the thing. Okay, that she says, okay, sure. But my mother says a teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and that each kid has to be taught differently. Now, see, when you are taking home tuitions, why you are so, during home tuitions, you would have seen the teacher adjusting according to your understanding. For example, if you are a quick learner, teacher will not emphasize on a topic which you have understood in one go. Okay, so the teacher can adjust according to your understanding level. But what happens in the classroom when we have to teach 40 children at the same time? What do? We try to explain in such a language so that each and every child, because you all are of same age, you are in the same class, you have the same set of understanding. Okay, so teacher is doing what? They are trying to explain everything so that each and every child will be able to understand whatever is being explained and taught in the classroom. So that was the thing. But since they were all alone, they were taking the lessons. So Margie was very much surprised that how same age, how Margie, she simply says that her mother has already told her that the machine had to be turned to the level of each boy or each girl who was studying from it. So how can you teach, how in the same school one teacher can explain everything in the similar manner? Just the same, they didn't do that way then. If you don't like it, you don't have to read the book. Tommy is actually irritated with these silly questions. He got irritated. So he replied that, okay, if you're not interested, then I'm not going to read this book. Okay, I didn't say I didn't like it, Margie said quickly. No, 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 because obviously Margie was very much inquisitive, quite curious to know more about a school. She had never heard anything like this. They weren't even harmed. So she definitely wanted to read about those funny schools. That is why she didn't like that when he says, okay, if you're not interested, yeah, I'm not going to read about it. Anyway, they weren't even half finished when Margie's mother called Margie's school. But as they were going through the book, in the meantime, Margie's mother called school. जैसे अभी आपके घर में भी होता होगा, it's 9 o'clock, come on, your school is going to start, and then you are sitting with your phone, laptop in your own room, maybe next to your bedroom, maybe anywhere else, hmm? And then one by one classes starts. Okay, so similarly, Margie's mother also said. Margie looked up. Not yet, Mama. Now said Mrs. Jones, and it's probably time for Tommy too. So she said, okay, it's your classes are going to start, and Tommy, you two must go to your place. Margie said to Tommy, can I read the book some more with you after school? Maybe, he said nonchalantly. Okay, fine, not showing interest because he had read the book. He walked away whistling, the dusty old book tucked beneath his arm. Anyway, he also left for his class, and Margie also. Margie went into the schoolroom. Now you will see, we are going to get the description of Margie's schoolroom because this question can also come in your exam. That describe her schoolroom. Okay? Where was Margie's school? Describe it. So listen carefully. It was right next to her bedroom. This is the very first thing which you will write in your answer. समझ रहे हैं आप लोग? Whenever this question will come that give a brief description of Margie's schoolroom, you all will write the very first thing is that it was right next to her bedroom and the mechanical teacher was on and waiting for her. As when we start our class, we are waiting for everyone to enter. But here one and on nahi ho raha hai. At least 2 sections, 3 sections children are there and then we are teaching. It was always on at that same time every day except Saturdays and Sunday. And every day, same routine they are following. You can see in the picture also, the mechanical teacher. Because her mother said little girls learn better if they learned at regular hours. Now, this is also very correct. In fact, I will also agree that even if you are at your place, we all know that due to just coronavirus, things are closed, but still, I will tell you, my dear children, that please do maintain the routine. Otherwise, what will happen? You will lose your charm in studies. Okay? So that is very important. So she went into the schoolroom. It was right next to her bedroom. Mechanical teacher was on and waiting every day except Saturday and Sunday. Weekdays she was also getting. And on regular hours, she was coming for the classes. It was always on, the screen was lit up and it said, today's arithmetic lesson is on the addition of proper fractions. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot. But you know what is the difficult thing? That when you come to a normal class, even in the online class, at least we can take out time 5 minutes for having a conversation. I will try to know about you. So many other things are there. We will because we are having emotions. We are human beings. We are not robots. But there, nothing like that. All of a sudden, the teacher started today's arithmetic lesson on the addition. Come on, and she started the topic. She also, the mechanical teacher also instructed her to insert the homework of the previous day. And Margie did so with a sigh. Sigh, थोड़ा sad है वो, because she did not like it. उसे अच्छा नहीं लगा. Why? Because this mechanical teacher is just like machine. There was no fun in the classroom. It was so dull and boring, just like a machine. She was thinking about the old schools they had when her grandfather's grandfather was a little boy. And then she started thinking of the story which she has read in the book, or maybe her grandfather and her grandfather's grandfather would have told them that how interesting the school used to be. All the kids from the whole neighborhood came laughing and shouting in the schoolyard, sitting together in the classroom, going home together at the end of the day. And you know, this is the life you all might be living, but you want to actually, you are waiting for the moment when this pandemic will be over, this corona COVID-19 will be over, and once again you will go back. So she started thinking that how funny it used to be. Children from different parts, different area were coming to the same school building. They were having fun, teasing, sitting together. Oh, याद आ रहा है ना ऐसे दिन को कितने मिस कर रहे होगे आप लोग. लेकिन चिंता मत करो, थिंग्स विल बी ओके. वी ऑल हैव बिकम पॉजिटिव. इस नेगेटिविटी में भी वन थिंग है, one thing you can have in your mind, that positive thought that things will be okay, and let's pray to God every day. They learned the same thing so they could help one another with the homework and talk about it. Now, this is also very nice. When a teacher is explaining something in the classroom and you are not able to understand, what do? You can take help from your friends also. Okay, so this is also very funny about a school. And the teachers were people. This is again one of the most important thing, that teachers were not machines. Bandana, I will remove you from the class, beta. So, and you know, Bandana, please erase it. I want you to grow up. So that's why I don't want you. Am I audible? If so, and the teacher were people. The mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen when we add fractions. Margie was thinking about how the kids must have loved it in the old days. She was thinking about the fun they had. So Margie was really feeling that how children were having fun in this old school. Well, all the things were so nice, so natural as it used to be nowadays. Maybe not